Hello, everyone, witches and wizards out there. Thank you for choosing Rainbow Tarot Magic and Science. If you aren't a witch or a wizard and you are interested in the path of becoming a witch or a wizard, be sure to click and subscribe to my channel and, check out some of the videos, like them. If you need any further information, be sure to leave me a comment under the video and I'll be sure to get back with you. But today, this is going to be a reading for Venus and Mars moving into the sign of Leo, which was actually inspired by one of my favorite tarot readers, Conscious Journey Evolution. If you don't know her, please check her out. She's brilliant. Venus is known as the divine feminine energy. Mars is known as the divine masculine energy in the vast universe, or our current solar system, or the solar system that we know so far, that we have knowledge of. But Venus is also known as the Roman goddess of love and fertility, or you may also know her as the Greek goddess Aphrodite. Mars is also known as the god of war, but Mars is also in his more passive form. He is known as Eros, or in other words, Cupid, the god of love. So these two energies are signified as the divine masculine and feminine energies. You use Venus when working with magic, for love, friendships, marriages, and relationships, for beauty and harmony, and also for creativity and artistic endeavors, and finances also. You use Mars in magic for ending conflicts, for motivating yourself, and just your lombardo, self-assertion, anything that has to do with the need to kickstart something or to get something going, or physical work. That's the energy that you use Mars for. So in this reading, we are actually going to be looking at Mars and Venus union as they are now currently in the sign of Leo, which is the lion, which Leos are about the self. Leos is governed by the sun, so Leo is about the self. It's about, how you view yourself. It's also about, Leo is about heart chakra energy, so it has a lot to do with love, with loving yourself, self-love, unconditional love, and romantic love. So, with that being said, I'm going to, basically, I already have some cards pre-shuffled. I'm going to be using I'm going to just use one card to show you guys, but I'm going to be using the Spellcaster's Tarot. Well, not Tarot, excuse me. The Spellcaster's Oracle for the beginning reads. I'm going to pull a card for those. And then I'm going to go into pulling the tarot. I believe I'm going to do I'm going to pull like 2 for Venus and 2 for Mars. And then I'm going to pull like a center energy, that basically the energy that grounds them together. So it's going to be 2, 2, and then I'm going to do 2 in the center. That is the combination of their energies. So, and I'm going to be using the Green Witch's Tarot for that. So, and then I'm going to pull also a Moonology card, to see how lunar is going to be helping to move this transformation along, or this energy and the influence, how her influence is going to be relevant in all of this. And last but not least, I'm going to pull a Sacred Geometry Oracle for our final advice. And I'm going to pull 3 cards for those. So, with that being said, this is one of my first readings on my channel. It's not actually my first reading, but it's the first reading that I've posted in a while. My background is kind of different. My setup is different. So, Yeah, I also do short videos on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok at Rainbow Tarot and Magic. It's not quite like that, but I'll be sure to link it in the comments below if you guys are interested in looking at any of the short videos. With that being said, I'm going ahead and get into a little short prayer. Again, I prayed before, but I'm going to pray again before we get started in this reading. So my prayer goes a little something like this. I say, good spirits of heaven and earth, ancestors, guides, guardians, angels, archangels, elements, powers that be, divine mother, divine father, please be with me and help assist me within this reading for the collective and myself, for this Venus and Mars union and Leo in the heavens right now. Please help me to receive these messages clearly, clairvoyantly, clairaudiently, clairsentiently, or any other manner that you choose to deliver them to me. I am thankful for all that you do for me and the collective, past, present, and future. I'm eternally grateful. We all are. And we thank you, we love you, and we bless you. Please help connect me to my higher self so that I may interpret these messages at the highest vibration for the good of myself and the good of all that come to this reading. And yeah, that'll be it. Amen. Blessed be. So as I shuffle the cards, I have a little affirmation that I say as I kind of go along with them. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see me shuffle the cards kind of due to them, but I'm sure you'll be able to hear them. But yeah, I'm just going to go. But before I do, I almost forgot. So I have these dice that I use. Basically, I just shake the dice up and then I kind of like drop it. So I'm going to give 6 shuffles since it landed on 6. After I shuffle a few times, I'll know when it's time to pull the cards, because at that time, you know, spirits are going to be telling me it's time to begin. So most likely that's going to be after I say this little short affirmation or this short little chant goes. So this kind of just fell out. It says trust. So before I actually begin with this, I don't like to ignore this, but you may be building or renewing some kind of trust between you and a love interest. But trust may be an important factor with this transit. Who knows? But the letter T may also be significant to some of you out there. Okay. So cards of power, cards of light. Guide me true, guide me right. Make this working be correct for the collective and myself for this Venus and Mars transition in the heavens. May this reading be correct and just show me the truth in perfect love and perfect trust. Please and thank you. So we had manifestation pop out as well. I want you guys to use your intuition as to what you think that might mean for you, because I took that as a personal message for myself, but I think that it may mean something to you guys as well. So I'm going to do 6 more shuffles starting now. 1. We had 2 cards. Actually, we had 3 cards fall out. We have blessings. We have blessings. We have dreams. Blessings and dreams. I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to get the angle correct with this camera. Blessings and dreams. And then we also have grieving and finding. So that may mean something to you guys as well. Use your intuition. Let your intuition be your guide. Let the moon be your guide. 3. 4, 5, 6. So far with all of the cards that we had come out, you guys leave in the comments, what do you think this reading is going to be about before we begin to pull? Because remember, we have the energies of Venus and we also have the energies of Mars. In my own personal opinion, they both represent love. You know, the masculine energy can be very dominant, but it can also be very passive and romantic. Venus can be very nurturing and loving, but she can also be, you know, they say if you want to be loved, be lovable. You know, if you want someone to love you, then to be lovable. So that's the kind of energy that Venus usually gives me. You know, if you want something, you have to manifest that within yourself first. So I just shuffled and cut the deck after the 6 cards, and we got manifestation again at the bottom of the deck. So manifestation talks about having all of the necessary elements that you need in order to bring something into creation. It is said that the universe was built on the divine speaking the creation of the universe into existence. So what does that mean for you? What are you trying to manifest? If you are trying to manifest love, are you speaking positively about the love that you seek to desire? You know, manifestation is also, it comes through as the element of earth. And it's also represented by the magician in the tarot deck, standard tarot deck, or any deck that is represented by the magician. And the magician has all the tools that is needed. We have this full moon back here as well, which is also a symbol of manifestation. But I'm also noticing that we have this is either a woman or a girl, but I would consider her to be the maiden. But she has these antlers on her head, which is basically, for me, it's a honing of energies, because she's holding this, which can be considered as a wand. Because if you guys don't know, as magical practitioners, you can basically create a wand out of anything. The most, when it comes to making wands, the most sought after material would be wood, and it would be wood from trees. You basically ask, you know, ask the tree as an offering, as an offering to you, and you give the tree back something in return. Whether you plant a seed, or, you know, you give the tree water, or even as far as where you take that branch from, you basically heal that tree by putting, you know, a form of mud, a mixture of soil and water, basically on that spot where you cut the tree, so the tree has now nutrients to grow a new branch. But this can either be an antler or a wooden wand in her hand. But in my personal opinion, it is saying she has victory over she has victory over her afflictions. So I'm sorry if you guys couldn't see the one before, but I feel like this is saying she has victory over her afflictions. She has all the tools now. She now has all the tools that she needs to manifest her desires under this full moon. So, manifestation. Just use your intuition, guys. Use your intuition. What does that necessarily mean to you? I don't want to keep babbling on, you know. So before I begin, I should have done this before. I meant to do this before. But this is a piece of charcoal disc that I have. And you guys are going to kind of see me do this often in my readings. But this is something new that I picked up. It's just a way of symbolizing that the reading, it has begun. Because my readings are like telling a story. Because as a wizard, I like to say part wizard, part witch. Because as a wizard, I am a natural storyteller. So I love to talk and to communicate with others. So, but I'm also naturally a loner, you know? So, with that being said, I don't know if it went out. I think it went out. There it is. Okay, so it's going to continue to burn from there. But as a wizard, I'm a natural storyteller. And as wizards, we are natural storytellers. So we live through our stories. And when I'm pulling these cards for myself, whether I'm pulling them for myself or I'm doing a reading online like I am now, I'm trying to tell you a story. And I want you to take that story, and because nothing that I say has to be taken literally. Has to be taken literally. If the message resonates with you, then take it. If it doesn't, then just leave it, because it may not be for you. And that's okay. But I naturally still tell stories. Not as far as lies goes or anything like that, because I really can't lie. It's very difficult for me to lie, even when I try. But I don't try. That was my younger days. But I consider myself to be, it's just a code that I live by. I consider myself to be a very honest and forthcoming person. I'm very straightforward. So, excuse me, I just wanted to I can kind of use this feather to do it, but I don't think it's gonna. Oh, I guess it is actually working. But, yeah. So anyway, guys, I don't want to spend too much time saying that, but, you know, just take this reading as a story, and, you know, just see how it applies to your life. If it's something that you're going through, regardless of the message that we receive, if it's something that you're going through or something that you may want to experience, you know, like, take the reading for you. If it doesn't resonate with you at all, then leave it. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to give us enough spark to start the reading. So, okay. So basically, we're going to get started. So this would basically signify that our reading has begun. Now we can begin. So our first card out that we have is, this is for Venus, and it consists of reconciliation. So reconciliation is the coming together after a period of separation. If you see these two women, they could be sisters. It doesn't matter, regardless of gender or sexual orientation. When you reconcile with someone, you basically you come back together with them. So I feel as though that Venus is very, she's excited about coming back into union with Mars. I remember this was last year when Venus and Mars were in their, they were in the same sign together. And my, like, as far as my life goes, I was in a completely different space. But now, when I look at things now, you know, where I was, I wouldn't take everything back from there, but the person that I was experiencing that transit with, I would take them back in a heartbeat. You know, I would take them back in a heartbeat. And that is what a reconciliation is. Sometimes, you know, the things that we want, it's not the right time for them. It's not the right time to have what we want. But I feel like now, you know, with everything going on with the planets, you know, we have Neptune going retrograde in Pisces. We have Jupiter retrograde in Pisces. We just came out of a Mercury retrograde. Now Mercury is moving forward, is moving direct, and Mercury is moving direct, I believe, in Pisces. Well, I mean, not in Pisces, in Gemini. Excuse me, had to take me a drink. But I believe Mercury is going retrograde, direct in Gemini. But all that to be said, guys, I'm sorry for this, you know, for pausing, and, you know, I'm kind of nervous because this is my first reading that I put out in a while. So, yes. So with that being said, Venus is on reconciliation, on coming back into union with Mars. That's where she's feeling more comfortable right now. And Mars is lightening his load. Venus, and this is what Venus usually does for Martin. I said Martin. Some of you guys may be Divine Masculine. Some of you guys' name out there may be Martin. This message may be for you. But yes, with lighten your load, this is what Mars is doing. Mars is it's giving me that real 10 of Wands energy, where, you know, everything, all the responsibilities, all of the weight of the world tends to be, you know, on your back. In the tarot, you know, Mars is represented by Mars, or the sign of Aries, which Aries rules the sign of Mars. But Mars is represented by the Emperor. And, you know, even for the Emperor, the load can be, it can get pretty heavy, you know, to where the Emperor has to begin to distribute the load to his staff, or to his clergy. Am I saying that right? CLERGY. But he has to start distributing that load, because, you know, giving responsibilities to others, because it's a little too much for him to bear on his own. So I kind of feel like that is where Mars is at this time. You know, Venus is coming in to help lighten Mars's load. And she's only, I'm saying she, but yeah, but she's only take these messages. The energy is fluent, guys. And when I say he or she, I don't necessarily, I mean the energy, the passiveness of Venus, and the authoritative of Mars. You know, Venus is only too so happy to lend Mars a hand in distributing his load, because, you know, she wants to be able to spend this time with Mars without interruptions or interferences, which, you know, and we are governed by the cosmos. So in the grand scheme of things, you know, there are going to be obstacles that come to make us stronger. But I feel like when it comes to the cosmic alignments, you know, we've been through the ringer, especially in 2020. We've been through the ringer. So at this time, you know, this is a time where, you know, we really want things to be light. We don't want things to be too complicated, you know? So this could possibly be what it's like for you as well. You know, you are lightening your load, or you are helping your significant other, or this person that you are coming to this reconciliation with, that you probably haven't talked to in a while. You know, you probably haven't heard from this person, or or you guys have been on some kind of break, or you've been separated and you're deciding to come back together. But you're choosing, Venus is choosing to bring either past couples, or I don't really sense that this is anything new for anyone. I don't think this is like a new relationship. I'm not exactly sure right now, but I think this is more of an existing relationship, or maybe the masculine having options. And not to say, you know, for singles, and masculine could be male or female, but with Mars having to lighten the load, I feel like it's saying that, you know, maybe Mars has had too many options that are not beneficial toward his path anymore, and all his mind can think about is Venus, the feminine energy, the divine feminine energy. Conscious journey would call this, you know, she would call this where you are actually communicating on the astral plane. Because if you look at this energy, like, this really gives me astral plane energy. Doesn't it for you guys? Doesn't this give you the colors in here? This gives me the horizon, you know, the horizon, where the horizon usually at dusk, you know, is usually right here. And that's where that's the time of day when we're winding down and we're contemplating. Where this energy right here, it's kind of giving me sunrise energy. It's giving me sunrise, or still, it's because it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of that sunrise energy, but it's also that dusk energy, where you're on the beach and the moon is rising. The moon is rising, and you know, you're letting it out. You're letting it all out. So that's kind of like what I'm getting from this reading. We are 29 minutes in. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go straight into the the Green Witch's Tarot. I'm going to shuffle. Cards of power, cards of light. Guide me true, guide me right. May this working be correct, and just show me the truth in perfect love and in perfect trust. This is Temperance that just came out, but I'm not going to leave it. Temperance is about bringing into balance. Some say that Temperance is the card of some say that Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. Now, guys, I'm kind of different. You know, I'm a wizard. So things for me are not as you would hear other readers say. So in my opinion, the card of Temperance is Taurus energy for me. It's Taurus energy. And I say this because Temperance is about balance. In Taurus world, a Taurus world is not is not right until it is in complete utter balance. I have a Taurus brother, and I have a few. I've dated a few Tauruses, and they're just all about balance. They had their ground has to be stable, and you know they love the they love the very sensual things about life, and that's what Temperance is for me. I'm actually flipping the cards back over, you guys. I've used, the last time I used this deck, I had the cards, basically, I had them mixed in reverse and upright. So, but, yes, that's what Temperance is for me. When you look at this card, it's very earthy. You know, she's mixing her potion. It's a very earthly type of energy for me. You know, you have the lavender there, which is about, lavender is about peacefulness and calmness and tranquility. It's just Taurus. It just feels like Taurus energy for me. But you guys, my interpretation of these cards, like, they're my interpretation. I feel like I've been taught on my path, you know, I've been taught on my path that you do what works for you. You know, it's about being individual. It's not about, you know, following the leader, even though, you know, some of these actual magical folks out here, they do have a lot to learn from. They do have a lot that we can learn from. But so do I. And I can only share that when it's in my own unique experience. So that can be a part of that manifestation that we had been receiving earlier. But again, I also feel like that is that Leo energy when it comes to Venus and Mars being in union. Because I want you guys to know that you all have divine masculine and feminine energies within you. I say divine masculine energy, and I say divine because if you come to this channel, you are seeking higher and you are seeking enlightenment. And that is what I'm attempting to accomplish through this reading. That is the only reason why I'm sitting here for 33 minutes, where it says, when I looked, it said 3333. But that's the only reason why I've been sitting here, because I'm trying to help us find some sort of enlightenment. And I'm just a very naturally spiritual in tune person. I'm not above anyone, but I know I'm not lesser either. So regardless of how these messages come out, just trust that I feel better doing short videos, as you will be able to see on my TikTok, than I do doing long extended videos. But that's just me. But I'm still attempting to do it. I'm still attempting to try this. And try to make it work for me. Hopefully I can get down to a little bit shorter of a time, but it's okay. So again, cards of power, cards of light, got me true, got me right. May this working be correct, and just show me the truth for this Venus and Mars transit in Leo, in perfect love and in perfect trust for myself and the collective, please and thank you. 3 more shuffles. That'll make 6. The Two of Pentacles wanted to come out. See, the Two of Pentacles. Maybe doing some kind of balancing act right now. Trying to juggle between two solid offers. 3. We also have the 8 of Wands, which is about, in this, the 8 of Wands in the traditional deck is about movement. But in this, and I feel as though in this deck, this 8 of Wands, this 8 of Wands is all about self-examination. Like, what do you do, what you can do for yourself? It's like, what can you do for self? What you do for self, this is what you expect for, this what you should expect for someone to do for you if they're to come into your life. But this is also about movement. It's also about movement. Last shuffle. Communication. The 8 of Wands is also about communication. Very mercurial energy. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Cups. And in this 4 of Cups, we have her. She's sitting here, and although I'm pretty sure she is not aware that someone is coming in to offer her a cup, she's still sitting in utter disappointment with the cups that she already has. So it's like the idea of the thought of, you know, what do I need another cup for? What do I care if someone brings me another cup? It's very disappointing energy. She's very disappointed, as when body language speaks a lot. So whenever you see, even if you were to just do some self-examination for yourself, when you see someone and they're sitting in this posture, you know, they're contemplating, they're thinking, they're in deep thought, but most likely the thoughts that they are thinking, they're not very they're not very self-affirmative. They're not very uplifting and empowering. It could be more, this is more of a depressing state, a very unfulfilled or unsatisfied posture. We have the dragonfly up here, and the dragonfly, it symbolizes, the dragonfly is actually a symbol of astral projection as well, but it is also a symbol of travel and movement. So this is something that she's possibly needing to do. You know, whenever I just decide to get up and to go do something spontaneously, you know, most likely I always see a dragonfly, you know, or if someone is coming toward me and they're just coming spontaneously, you know, I tend to see dragonflies. I just moved up north. I've been here about 9 months now, and of course we just came into midsummer, and I was outside. It was you know, it was like late afternoon, and I was seeing fireflies for the first time. And that really brought a sense of joy to me, because I had never seen fireflies before, especially after I had just, you know, got off of social media, and I read this post I was listening to this little short post that someone made, and it was like, you know, why do kids they have all these stink bugs now? Like, where do stink bugs even come from? You know, what happened to the back in the days where there were dragonflies and there were fireflies? Yeah, it's like, what happened to those days? And you know, like the very next day, I went outside and my backyard was lit full of fireflies. And I took that as a sign, as a positive sign for me that that I have been making the right decisions, and I must be in the right place. But I also wanted to know, you know, what does that mean for me? Like, what do fireflies mean for me? And fireflies are symbols of awakening. And this is what this year is all about. It's about awakening. It's about being at an awakening state, but not just us as conscious beings being in an awakened state, but it is also about Gaia, Mother Earth, awakening herself. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to pull 2 cards for Venus. We have, and the Eight of Wands came out again. The Eight of Wands and the Chariot. And we also have the Four of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. So, we have these 3 cards for Venus. I'll try to put them in, you know, retrospect. We have the Chariot, which is right here. Then we have the Eight of Wands, and we have reconciliation. So, you may be receiving communication about travel. This is what I'm really getting from this. Receiving, you may be in the midst of, you know, doing when you receive a message from someone. You receive a message that comes in either through via phone, email, DMs, who knows. But this message may be from a Sagittarius. And like I said, this in my world, this is the card, the Chariot card for me. It's a card of victory. It's still a card of victory and success. But when it comes to the sign that is represented by this card for me, the sign of Sagittarius represents this card for me. And Sagittarius are all about movement. They're about movement. They're about action. They're about getting things done. And this is what the Chariot is all about. It's about also balancing those two, you know, that very solid aspect of yourself, in that also that impulsiveness about yourself. So, you may be receiving a call from a Sagittarius or a message from a Sagittarius. But this is Venus energy, and this can possibly be who is on. Either you're on this person's mind or they're on your mind. But either way it go, you guys are possibly thinking of each other. Mars has the Four of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands, with lighting your load. So you get to the Knight of Wands by surpassing the Ten of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a very mature, it's a mature energy. It is, but it's a very active energy as well. The Knight of Wands is not afraid to challenge someone's authority. And doesn't that sound like Mars energy? It is for kickstarting and for self-assertion. The Four of Pentacles, which was much like the Four of Cups, but in the Four of Pentacles, he's busy, you know, reconstructing his home, basically, and someone is coming to the front door. Now, he's very cognizant right now. He is having his alone time. You know, he's having his alone time. He's not really interested in having any guests, you know, but this person at the window, at the front door, is insisting that he let them in. But what if he doesn't want to? You know, what if he doesn't want to? What if he does? But I feel like this is saying, when it comes down to this message, this is Venus and Mars coming into union. This is Venus sitting over here, right? And this is Mars over here, right? Venus she's been feeling very depressed and very lonely, going through her previous transits. She's been waiting on this opportunity to come into reunion with this person. So I feel like as though this is when she finally gets up the courage. She gets up the courage to go. She gets up the courage to go to Mars and offer him her cup. Because they're both fours. They're both fours. And the Knight of Wands is about movement. It's about action. It's about taking action. So she's deciding to go. And, you know, not really sure if Mars is going to accept her or not. But there's two ways that I see this. I'm really starting to see this in two ways now. I'm going to remove the Knight of Wands for a second, where we're not actually talking about any type of action. This can just say someone coming in. Okay, so you see how they both have two someones coming in. If you're single, and this is just coming as far as like relationships are concerned. If you are single, a single divine feminine energy. Oh, excuse me. First and foremost, a divine feminine. You will not find a divine feminine sitting stagnant like this. She's always going to be, in order for you to be a divine feminine, you have to be in touch with your divine masculine side. In order for you to be a divine masculine, you have to be in touch with your divine feminine side. Those are just the energies you choose to live out through your existence. As a divine feminine, you will not catch yourself sitting here being depressed like that. So if you have been in this state, take back your power. Take back your power. If you are a divine masculine and you have not been being receptive, and when I say receptive, I mean listening to others, you know, not trying to be always in control, but still being in control of yourself. You know, open up a bit. For couples, if there's any couples out there and you've been with your partner, you've been with your significant other, and you guys have been in the same household, but you have been avoiding each other, like this is a time to take action, to basically get it all out there on the table with reconciliation. This is a time to get it all out there on the table. You know, to bring yourself back into this type of the same energy that you see here with reconciliation. You know, it's time to come out of that, because trust me, I just lost a friend to gun violence less than 2 days ago. And, you know, you never miss someone until they're actually gone. Until you can't tell them, like, how much they really mean to you. Because we never know when our time is. We never know. So life is really too short to be, you know, sitting in this energy right here when you have an opportunity to take some action, to bring, to lighten the load between you two, and to bring things into balance with each other, to bring things into balance. You know, maybe you guys should talk about, planning a trip together, just having a outing, having a little outing with each other. Just something to take your mind off of the current circumstances. If the load is so heavy that you don't have, the finances to afford to take a vacation, then plan a short picnic. Just plan something that you guys can do together. And for the feminine energies, trust me, if you plan it for him, he will come. If you plan something for him, he will come. He will show up. Once you communicate that you have this and that done for him, he will show up. Although, that shouldn't have to be the only reason, but it's a chance to reconcile if you really care about this person. If you don't care about that person, then that's up for you to decide what to do next. But if you care about your relationship, if you care about your partnership or your friendship, it doesn't have to just be relationship. This can be friendships. But if you care about your friendship or your relationship, then you know what to do. Take some action. Okay. Now I'm going to pull 2 cards for the center, like coming out of this energy, like the outcome of coming out of this energy. Cards of power, cards of light, got me true, got me right. May this working be correct and just show me the truth and perfect love and in perfect trust. This is the page of Athame. This is initiation. Showing the initiative. The owl for hidden wisdom, the full moon for manifestation, for bringing to manifestation. Excuse me. 4 more shuffles. Okay, I'm going to cut the deck. I think it's time for you guys to work together. You're stronger together than you are apart. Putting the burdens down. Putting the burdens down. Knowing that one person can't carry them all alone. So for the... Okay. So, for the energies that we have with them, with Mars and Venus working together, we have the green man, which is a symbol of the Fool. And we also have the World Tree, which is a symbol of completion. Now, in my world, the green man or the Fool, it is not... This card is not, it's not assigned because I assign all of my major arcanas to planets and zodiac signs. And this card is represented by planets. This card is not represented by anything. It's a zero. It's the beginning of creation. This is saying that it is time for a brand new start in something, whether it's love, it's career, it's friendships, it's socializing, networking, starting your own business, whatever the case may be. This is a time for the energies is right, the seasons is right. They're celebrating. They're celebrating down here. You know, yes, we see over here the end of a tough time. You know, we have winter, we have the Yule season energy over here. We have, you know, the summer energy where there's vipers and you know, just everyone out to get. And then you have this moss season energy. You have this fall season energy. You have all of the seasons. You have like that wheel has turned. This is a new time. It's a time to start fresh. You are being given a sign that it's okay to start again, to start something new. The world is the sun, it's the energy, is represented by the energy of the sun. Leo is represented by the energy of the sun. Venus and Mars is now in the sign of Leo, which is represented by the energy of the sun. When you lighten your load, when you lighten the load, what is that? This orb here represents. I feel as though it represents the sun. It's where you are getting your light from. It's where we all get our light from. It's where we get our energy from. It's where we get our vitality from. The world is going to keep spinning. We have to learn how these seasons are not going to change for any of us. They're not going to change for any of us. It is divine law. It is the divine way of being. So whatever you are trying to carry, that you have to like really assess your load. Like, what are you trying to take on that is inevitably not going to change? It's just not going to change, because I forgot what you call that, but you can't change it. You can't control it, because it's just going to happen, regardless if you want it to or not. But then there are some things that you can change. And that reminds me of the serenity prayer. But there are things that you can change. You have the strength to accept. You have the strength to change. And then you have the wisdom to know that some things that you can't change, you have to let go. You are being given a brand fresh new slate to start something completely new. And this can possibly be the reconciliation, where all of the toughest loads have been left behind. Or someone that may have possibly hurt you in the past feels, you know, bad about that. So they want to reach out and, you know, extend their apologies. You know, have you healed yourself enough to be able to accept an apology? Or are you still burdened by the hurt that was caused? That's a good question, huh?